Good morning. Welcome to Craft Time here at the Lisbon Hepburn Library. My name is Michelle McClagan and I am the director of the library here in Lisbon. And today our craft project is to make two bear-shaped Valentine's Day cards. So the cards will open up so that you can write a message on the inside. And everything that we're going to cut out today is going to be a heart shape for the face, a heart shape for the ears, a heart shape for the mouth, and a heart shape for the nose. So you will have in your craft packet an instruction sheet with the template of items that you need to cut out. You will also have 2 pieces of cardstock. You'll need to provide from home some scissors, some kind of glue, something to trace the images with, so a pencil or a pen is fine, and something to color the eyes in with. So again, a crayon would be okay, or a marker, something along those lines. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to cut out these 4 heart shapes. This one is a double heart. It's got a dotted line in the middle. You don't want to cut the dotted line. You want to cut just around the outside. If you look, this is kind of the shape that you start with, and we're going to fold it on that dotted line. And then you have 3 other heart shapes here. So you'll want to take those and you'll want to trace them onto your paper. So when I cut them out of my template, I have one here. And then I've got a little heart over here for his nose, and a little heart up here, which would be his cheeks and his mouth. And I have just enough space to put one up here for the top of his ears. If you take this larger one and you kind of line it up along the bottom side, and then you line it up along this other side down in the corner, you'll have enough space to do the ears. You'll want to draw this on both sheets of your cardstock and go ahead and cut them all out at once, and that way you know that you've got all the shapes that you're going to want. So we'll take those off. I have already drawn mine onto my cardstock with my pencil. So I will take my scissors now and I will come along and do some cutting. And I am just going to stack both of mine together and quickly cut them out so that you can see what they look like. I already had them traced, and just do these. So now I've got 2 hearts there, and I will get rid of my scrap paper. And then I will Now, each kit will have different colors of cardstock, so you may get some purples or you may get some reds and pinks, but they're all pretty much a Valentine's Day color scheme. And if you haven't picked up a craft kit yet, we do still have some available at the library. So there are my other 2 hearts, and then my littlest one is right here on this piece. So our craft kits are available to be picked up anytime that we're open. So that would be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 8 o'clock in the evening, and Wednesdays and Fridays from 9 to 5. So today, assuming that it doesn't snow too much, we will be here until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So feel free to stop and pick up a craft kit. We've got them right in the lobby, so you just have to run in and grab one. So we'll cut out the last of our hearts right here, and this will be the big one that makes most of the bear's face. And if you need some adult help with cutting, then You just need to ask an adult, and I'm sure somebody will give you a hand. There aren't too many little details to cut out on these particular heart shapes. And just a reminder as well that if you have children at home who are in the baby to toddler to preschool range, we are working on a grant project through Talking is Teaching and the North Country Library System. And we have bags here that have 4 books in them, some crayons, construction paper, and a bunch of activity suggestions. And those can also be picked up. We started with 25 bags. It's 1 bag per family, and we still have some of those left. So feel free when you're picking up this craft project to also pick up one of those bags if you've got some little ones at home. So now I've got my other 2. I can put my scissors away. And I want to take this and I want to fold it right down the middle. And I will do that by lining up the rest of the heart as best as I can. And if you cut it a little neater than I did, you probably ended up with something that lines up maybe just a little bit better. So fold that one, and then I'm going to also fold my light purple one for my second card. Be sure to give it a little bit of a crease there so it stays folded. Now, one of the things that you want to look at is the direction that you want your card to open. So most greeting cards would open with the open side over here on the right. So it would open like this. So that's what you want to make sure that you do here. You don't want it to necessarily be backwards. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you are trying to do something that looks like a real card, you may want to make sure that your fold is up here on the left-hand side. So I've got those lined up. I am going to use different colored ears than I did for the face, and they're going to go on the back. So just make sure you know where you want to put your glue. You don't want to glue up in here. So I'm going to start by getting my glue stick and take the lid off of that. And I'm going to run my glue really just down in that center portion. Line that up so that this point, remember I want my card to open this way, lines up with the center up there, and that will give me 2 ears that are sticking out on either side. So I'll do that with that color, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my light purple and just get some glue down there in that middle portion and line that up and press it down. So I've got 2 cards that are going to open this way. The next piece that I want to take is this one here. This one is going to make the face. So if you look at my sample, the hearts are going to face downward like this, and they're going to line up right at the bottom of his nose. So I'm going to take my glue, and I can glue the whole back side of the heart this time because nothing's going to be sticking out. And I'm going to take, again, my light colored heart and put it on the dark colored face so it'll match the ears. If I put it here, it's not really going to show up. You can do that. That is your choice, but I'm just going to make it so there's a little more contrast. So line up these parts of the heart, line up the point with the top, and there is his mouth. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the darker heart. And I'm going to put that one on this light purple face. And then I've got 2 pieces left. And again, these are just little pieces. These are going to be his nose. And if you look, his nose is going to face upright. And I'm going to do, again, contrasting colors just because it shows up. But that is not how you have to do it. You can certainly make one all one color if that is your preference. So this dark purple is going to go over here. And I'm just going to kind of line it up in the middle and press that one down. And then do the same thing with my light purple heart. All right, so I've got 2 faces. They both open. They've got their ears on the back. And the next step is to draw the eyes. And you can freehand the eyes if you want to, or you can use something maybe like the lid of a glue stick, and you can use that to trace the eyes. So that is what I'm going to do, is use my marker, I actually have a thin tip on the one side. So I'm going to trace around and draw 2 eyes. And then I'm going to come on this one and do the same thing. And I'm just doing these very quickly, so they may not be lined up perfectly straight, but just want you to get the idea of what we want to do there. Actually, I'll put the lid back on my glue, and I have a thicker marker on the other side, so that's a little bit easier for me to color. And again, you can use markers, you can use crayons, you can get an adult to help you draw that circle if you don't have something like a glue stick lid to trace around. And I'm just going to color in those eyes. And nothing says you have to use black. You may find that whatever color construction paper that you have in your kit, maybe you want to do blue eyes, or you want to do brown eyes, or some other color, and that is entirely up to you. I just happen to have a black marker handy, so that was the one that I chose to use today. Okay, we've got that. Then what you can do is you can use your marker, or you can use a crayon, whatever happens to be handy, and you can write a message on the inside of your card if you want to do that, or you can write to from somebody. You can use the word Beary Valentine's Day, or have a Beary Valentine's Day if you want to tie it in with your bear theme. So that is what we have. We ended up now with my original sample bears and then the bears that we made today. And feel free to come and grab a craft kit at the library if you have not yet done so. We do still have plenty available, and they'll be available throughout next week as long as supplies last. Thank you so much for joining us today at the Lisbon Hepburn Library. Once again, my name is Michelle McLagan, and I look forward to seeing you next Friday for another craft project. Have a great day. Bye-bye.